That better? I still sound crazy. Now, can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes? All right. Am I crazy loud? I don't want to be too loud. I had crazy technical difficulties. I restarted my computer. Everything sounded better to me, but I still feel like I sound weird. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just trying, dudes. Dudes, I am trying. Well, after all that, honestly,
you're a real crumb bum.
How I feel about myself, guys. I feel like I'm a crumb bum right now. Sorry. What happened again? Probably will. Most likely. Most likely it will happen again. Right. Sounds different, but good. That's better. That's better. That's better. Maybe I got the... Oh, you know what? I think I might have had a reverb on. Maybe. Possibly. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, I should have did this earlier. When everything was working, I should have checked it out to make sure it wasn't. You can hear me weird. I need help. I need help. I need help from the congregation because I'm moist.
Call and response, I said I'm moist. I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Or, you know what? I know. Blame it on the dog. That's what I'm going to do. Blame it on the dog. All right, so... Listen, I don't care about Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce. I don't. I just don't. Actually, I think it's pretty cool. There's some controversy surrounding that. There's always... Oh, wow. Don't hate on Tay-Tay. Don't hate on Tay-Tay, Caro. Thank you, sir. I mean, I have no quit in me. I sound like a robot. Yes. I sound like Xerxes. We got jokes. Yes. But you have to do one thing. Is Ramit, to be honest with you, I don't even know who we play on Sunday. I don't care. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling about my Eagles. Go Birds. That's right. I know. Oh, that's what it could be. The AI. I do have an AI box. And sometimes it likes to pop on. You know what? Might be on this. All right, so it's been a crazy week as always. I will let you definitely you Talk about whatever you guys want to talk about right now. Honestly, I'm here for you. I am here for you. Like when the chat's big, when the chat's bigging up, that's always awesome. There is probably something I want to look. For my outputs. We don't know. Listen. I love me some football. Like the brothers. Like Menendez brothers. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I have no idea. The K rate, it's something. It's gonna bother me. I'll stay up all night. We're trying to fix it. Oh, Menendez, Bobby. Yo, they gave Bobby Menendez $100,000 bail, right? Right? He said he wasn't. The last time I checked, Cotto, he said he was not resigning. Bob Menendez. I think if he runs and wins again, he will be the senior senator of the Senate. Like he'll be the oldest in the Senate, I believe. I'm thinking. Crazy. Actually, you know what? Give me a second. Possible that might. Is it possible that might work just a little bit better? I think so. I feel better. Yeah. Yeah. That feels a little bit like maybe there or there. He's a crook. You think Bob Menendez is a crook? You think Bob Menendez is a crook? Yeah, all right. So his wife got $250,000 bill, which begs me the question. It begs me to question. Like, yo, what did she do? If he got $100,000 bill and she got $250,000, then what was she? Was she the spear? Did she spearhead the fraud? Because we all know he's already been caught up in some mess before. They would it was a hung jury. Everything got dismissed up or whatever. This was like maybe around 10 years ago. But now, Bobby's back. Bobby the B's back. He is back. He is back. And that's crazy. So they said they found gold bars, cash in his suits, a whole slew of stuff at his house, which means he was raided. That's what that tells me. They raided his house, and he's a New Jersey senator. New Jersey. Corruption time, guys. Corruption time. Check this out for me. Do not forget. Don't forget.
To the left. To the left. Everything you own in a box. To the left. In the clothes, and that's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, say, don't touch.
All right, I'm slow rolling, you guys. I'm slow rolling. I'm sorry. I'm slow rolling. Should have resigned. But he's out of control. That man. Where's my jumbo fish? See what happens when you throw a smile? Guys, if you throw an emoji up in there, they'll start swimming around my face.
Call and response, I said a moist.
All right, yeah, this board's definitely going back. Can't wait. Can't wait. It's just got to go. I'm sorry about that. Gotta go, definitely. Yo, all right, so what else? What else we got? Talked about Bobby. Bobby wanna we do a call-in type of thing. Because I restarted my computer. But I'll bring them up right now. I don't even know. The way this is going right now, I don't even know if we're going to be able to talk on the phone. But we're here. I invited friends out.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show or meeting number and
enter your 6-digit PIN number.
Don't look over my shoulder. It could be this.
Welcome,
There it is.
host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface. Audio recording is on.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, guys. Yeah. Oh, I got 2 calls. That's good. That might help. That might help. As you should. Just call in. Calls on. That's what you should do. All right. I'm gonna just drop calls. That might help. That might help the process just a little bit. Or it's because somehow I'm double feeding into my computer. That's what I am doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not well. I'm not well. But while I am doing this, let me tell you what I would do. We're definitely going to talk about Coach Deion Sanders getting shellacked by Oregon. When I say Coach Deion Sanders, I mean the entire Colorado University Buffalo football team got shellacked 42-6. 42-6. And this man in the upper right-hand corner, his name's Bo Nix. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about all of these guys. But check out my cool little, you know what I mean? I do my thing. I sound better, right? I do. There's something going on here with this, with my plugins, with the way my computer, the board is plugging into my computer. And when I do that, I get double talk. You see that? You see that? Insane. I didn't ask for that. That is what was given to me. All right. So check this out. Where's my face? Bring my face. Listen, this past Saturday, Colorado ventured into Eugene, Oregon. That's right. That's where they play in Eugene. As you can see, this little thing. The stadium is the Autzen Stadium. You understand what I'm saying? Do you read the words that are coming out of my mouth? Now, check this out. The Colorado Buffaloes made the trek to Eugene. That's right, Oregon, to take on the 10th ranked Ducks. We talked about this last week of Oregon being a solid 10. Who got a ticket on his Lamborghini? Who got a ticket on his Lamborghini? I got time. Who got the ticket? I'm missing stuff in the chat. Y'all chatting, I'm doing the show. Like, keep me up to date. Dion got a ticket on his Lambo in Oregon? Don't LOL it, man. Deion Sanders. Blink, blink, blink. Did he get in Oregon or did he get in California? Because, oh, no, they're not in California. USC is coming to Colorado. At any rate, I'm saying this because Colorado Buffaloes took on 10th ranked Oregon Ducks. I told y'all last time, Nike Town, that's where they are. They got 20 million different thousand uniforms in anyway. Anyway, if you guys remember last Saturday leading up to the game, the anticipation was palpable. And as Oregon fans filled Autzen Stadium, they transformed that beast into a sea of green and gold. See behind me? See behind me? See how green and gold it is? I like college football for that fact because you really get that home field advantage in these college games. Now, to be clear, both of these teams enter the contest with a perfect 3-0 record, setting the stage for a thrilling matchup. The crowd rocked from beginning to end, guys. And when I say beginning to end, 42-6, like they rocked when the game was out of control. The game was out of control early in the second quarter. Matter of fact, probably 8 minutes into the ball game, I realized that Colorado was in big trouble. Now, I know a lot of people got on to Colorado. They saw what they did to TCU. They saw Nebraska. They saw CSU. But like I said before, really most of those games were hardly fought and really contested and not really won into the last moments of the games, at least for TCU and CSU. So when they had that challenge of Oregon coming up, I knew that Oregon was going to be a problem. I hoped for the best, but I didn't have them winning this game, honestly. I didn't think they were going to get murdered 42-6, but that is what happened. Now, let me show you something, guys. Work with me right now because I had to restart the computer and everything. We found a little flaw in the street bill. I want to show you guys Coach Lanning's pregame speech. I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to play it for you right now. Check this out. Because, listen, leading up, week one, TCU, Deion's theme was they're here. He had been saying that they're coming during the preseason time, and when he first got to Colorado, his mantra was, I'm coming, I'm coming. Finally, he did a stirring pregame speech that ended with his players understanding that they had arrived. We are here. We are at opening day, and we are going to rock out. And that's what they did. Second was Nebraska. There was some tough talk from Nebraska. Some talk from the Nebraska coach about Deion Sanders, and Shador took it upon himself to take it personal, right? It was personal. And then week 3, it was personal again because Jaden Norville, the head coach for CSU, which is a rival to CU, made a comment about Deion on his weekly podcast with ESPN. He had a podcast with ESPN. And they sponsored the show, and he said something to the effect of, whoever raised Deion is, basically, I'm gonna embellish. Whoever raised Deion is trash because he talks to adults with his hats and his glasses on. He doesn't take it off for anybody. You dig? So then the motto was, it's personal. Well, Oregon had a motto, and they really wasn't trash talking, but it was a motto, and I heard, this isn't personal, this is business. That was the mantra I heard leading up into this game. No real trash talk was talked at it before this game started it. None of that. I like that you say that. I really do. I'm thinking maybe Eddie Robinson at Grambling. He did a lot of things there, but I get what you're saying. All right, so check this out. So there was a pregame speech. I'm going to attempt to play this pregame speech. Mute my mic. I'm just going to play the straight speech for you, and I hope this works.
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference, right? This game ain't gonna be played in Hollywood, it's gonna be played on the grass. Yes, sir. Right? It's gonna be played on the grass. Let's go, Rooted in
Yeah, so you heard it. You heard that man right there. He said that, and his name is Dan Lanning, by the way, head coach for the Oregon Fighting Ducks. Dan Lanning said that, hey, we're for real. We're not doing this for clicks. We're not Hollywood. And he had to beef his boys up. That's what you do before a game starts. There's always going to be a little controversy. There's always going to be a little race factor in there anytime, especially when we do professional sports. When we talk about anything in American society, there's always a twinge of raciness there. But in this case, I don't see no racism. I understand there's some people that are back in Dion, people that haven't watched college football maybe in eons that are venturing back to watching college football, people like myself, because I haven't watched, but I got excited to see what Dion was going to do because I saw what he did on the baseball field. I saw what he did on the defensive side of the ball. I saw what he did on the offense side of the ball. I saw what he did on special teams. I saw what he did for his high school team, getting them little Nike contracts, went over to college to the HBCU type of deals and got JSU rolling. And then he's in the Pac-12 now, guys. He's in the Pac-12. So that was the mantra. It was like, it ain't personal. This is business. This phrase was witty, and I already told you why it's a banging or a wittier phrase or whatever. All right? All right. But what happened on the field? Coach Prime's Buffaloes seemingly poised to take the Pac-12 by storm face challenges. The loss of two-way phenom Travis Hunter for the next couple of weeks and the exposure of Colorado's severely undersized offensive and defensive lines, both sides. Their lines are minuscule compared to these big boys at these top-notch programs. And they are getting pushed around. It's hard to win when you're getting beat up in the trenches. I like it. Right? So, I mean, honestly, the defensive line and the offensive line, they both just cast a shadow of uncertainty over the team's future, right? Now, the road ahead doesn't get any easier for Colorado. They are playing number 5 ranked USC Trojans with star phenom Caleb Williams. You're going to have to check this game out. They're coming to Colorado. They are ranked 5. Oregon, 42 to 6 them. And let me tell you what, that 6 was scored late in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't scored. Shador didn't make that play, and they didn't score that touchdown because it was like some, trash time or anything. Or Dan Lanning was trying to obliterate them. I'm pretty sure he was PO'd at those 6 points that Shador, because they were not letting up on these guys. All right? So we got number 10, Oregon, showing what they did. We now have number 5, USC, who is beyond, well, Oregon was being talked about all this week because they play Colorado. But other than Colorado, the Trojans are like the next top to talk. Let me rewind back. Yo, they are like the most talked about team. And Caleb Williams also, he's in a contention for Heisman. All right. So Trojans are coming to Boulder next week, followed by several weeks against at least 4 more nationally ranked teams. So this week's performance against Oregon left much to be desired. While some expecting a loss, some did expect a loss. No one anticipated such a one-sided affair. And it's one thing to be outmatched by a stronger opponent, but what got me personally and what stung even more, and this goes against Coach Prime, and we had to put him. Let me bring it back up there. I have to give it where it's given. Take me off. I put the tears on the man because he should be crying. And the reason why he should be crying is because they had 12 penalties for 106 yards. And everybody knows that you cannot shoot yourself in the foot, especially when you're playing the top 10 ranked football teams, especially when you're punching up in this game. There's no way you can have that many penalties for that many yards. But Buffaloes didn't incur it. Most of these penalties were avoidable, honestly. And to me, it showcased off, a little rust there, a little welcome to the big time, boy. Perhaps, dare I say, a lack of discipline and composure. Flat out. I'm going to tell you what it was on everything. I watched Oregon I watched Oregon cover the Buffaloes on defense. I watched every player going to where they needed to be, covering all their assignments, and that's basically all they did. They ran their game plan, and it worked to perfection. And Deion wasn't able to combat that. There's one thing I agree with a lot of the people out there and the Deion supporters. I'm a supporter, honestly. I am definitely a supporter. I don't watch college football if Deion does not have a football team on that field. I just don't. So what I'm going to say is that you better get Deion now with today's prices, because tomorrow those prices go up. And Deion is going to bring in some hogs on both sides of the ball, because he's going to say, hey, look, I got these pieces, these pieces, these pieces. We're going to put a line together, and guess what? We're going to get to rolling. And I expect him and the Buffaloes to be shooting up the ranks in these upcoming seasons. And I think this season has already been a success, knowing that they came off of a 1-11 season, only one win. They've already surpassed that already. So obviously he's going to be back next year. And I think he makes a strong case to get some of those elite linemen on the offense and defensive side, fill some of those holes that he has. And we got to remember that he did this all in 1 year. Not even the whole total year, but one off season, using the transfer portal like Rick be using that portal gun in Rick and Morty. Deion's missing toes. You're right, but he is one of the, I'm going to say it, I'll rave over him all day. He is one of the tip-top human beings I know, one of the most incredible human beings that I know of, at least. I don't personally know him, but what I've seen of him, limping around, just being a service to people, wanting to train and teach young men, how to, carve out a career for themselves in a brutal, brutal sport. So, yeah, I think, there was a lack of discipline and composure there. Colorado quickly realized they were up against a formidable Oregon Ducks squad early in the game, like I said. But let's dive into the numbers. Now, Shedeur Sanders, number 2, the Buffaloes quarterback, completed 23 of 33 passing attempts for 159 yards. He was kind of looking like Jalen Hurts be looking passing-wise on a regular day, even though Jalen had a much better week. He threw an interception, a couple of bad ones out there. But yards-wise, pedestrian. honestly. And who could blame him? Each and every play that he set back to pass, he had someone dead ass in his face. He ran around like crazy. He did what he could do. He's one of the most sacked quarterbacks of all time. I'm making up stats right now, but he's been throwing everything has been under pressure ever since the first snap 3-4 weeks ago. So then I will most give credit to Oregon and their quarterback Bo Nix, who went 28 for 33 with 276 yards passing, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. They got him, and a rushing touchdown. Right? And then after that, the Ducks showcased their depth with 9 different rushers, 9, with Marquise Irving, this guy here. Let him get his shine, because we know Deion's going to get shine. He led the way with 10 carries for 89 yards. That's an impressive 8.9 yards per carry, guys. I just did math for you guys. You made me do maths on a Thursday. And then we got Jordan James over here. He contributed 7 carries for 54 yards. You do that math there. And 1 touchdown, while Noah Whittington, buddy here, he cashed in 8 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. And they ain't just doing it on the ground. They did it in the air too. Like in the receiving department, number 11, Troy Franklin led Oregon with 8 receptions for 126 yards and not 1, but 2 touchdowns. You know what? We ain't hating over here. We're not hating over here. That's what he did. But unfortunately for Colorado, I mean, they struggled to establish a solid running game. They gained only 40 yards total. Defensively, the Colorado unit gave up over 500 yards to Oregon. 500. So, is there room for improvement? I think so, obviously. You know, and all signs point to Coach Sanders, his staff, and also the team. They all need to regroup because when you take a loss like this, everybody is responsible for that. All right? So, I mean, they can regroup, and they're going to have to address the gaps in their ground game, their pass protection, while the defensive line needs to go ahead and get on them shakes. And they have to do all this before Saturday. They got a couple days before USC comes to town. But at the end of the day, tip our hats to Oregon head coach Dan Lanning. Did what he said he was going to do, how he was going to do it, and his Fighting Ducks. And we wish them good luck down the road as they take on unranked Stanford next week. Ba, 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 ba. Shut up. Yeah, I would love to. Give me that music. But I can't right now. Give me applause. He is a beast. Was math my favorite subject in high school? That, Southern Belle, is a great question. If you know of Mo 3 times, you hear the math in my name, you would know that I couldn't stand math. I could not stand math. I think I do have, I'm not bad at math. I used to get answers and they used to be like, show your work, and I couldn't show my work. Or I would do it the way the teacher taught differently, way that made more sense to me, and I always got in trouble for it. So I always shied away from math in school. These are the things that I learn as I get older about my youth. You know what I mean? That's why I say watch out for kids, especially in education. Like, watch over your kids and know exactly what they're doing in school, because we could have hashed this out early. You know, not to say that mom and pops wasn't going to, I don't want to parent-teacher conferences or weren't involved in anything, but you got to be extra, really get in there, right? It happens. So then I kind of shied away from math. I remember even high school, I had great grades and everything like that, but they were going to fail me. I wasn't going to walk because I had to take like 2 maths at the end because I was just putting it off. Like all the kids are going to work. They're going to like English, like a history. They're eating lunch, maybe gym, and then they're out. They're having half a days. No, I'm in there, tucked in. They weren't going to let me walk. I get it. And they're too undersized to play, man. They're going to have to scheme up some stuff. Summer school. It's the devil. Like, I don't want to be. Like, I realized, like, I was in summer school, and the kids that I was in summer school with, for the most part, there was some people like me that you need just a little extra help. But then there was some people in there that they didn't go to school all year. And if I would have known I could have got that off, I would have got that off too. But I'm glad I did go to school because I did learn some things.
Good and terrible.
Yeah. So that's what we got there with John and everything. Hey guys, don't forget, I got this call in live up here just because I had a habit to do it, but my call lines are closed. But if you just want to write the number down for next time, 313-825-5557. Thursday nights we go live at 7:30 p.m. where we talk about the talkabouts. And this week's show, we're definitely talking about poor little girl that didn't get her medal. Definitely going to talk about the court decision that led to the looting in Philly. Eddie Irizarry, Mark Dow. We just got done speaking about the Colorado massacre of 2023, and Dan Lanning and the Oregon boys came, stomped out Dion. So these are the things that we're going to talk about this evening. If you want to talk about anything else, we can definitely do that. Obviously, calls not in right now. However, throw the subject up in the chat. We'll talk about it, just like Senator Robert Menendez. Crook was a crook. He's a crook. Oh, yeah. You know, you make a great point because that is like a theme. Like there's a lot of punching for the ball, trying to get a fumble, and you see it damn near on every NFL play. You know, anytime somebody gets that ball and takes a step, you're going to have some guy coming there rapping them, some guy punching for the ball. It's awesome when they do get fumbles because it does work sometimes. But usually what I see fumbles is that some guy has the ball and they just get and no matter how hard, when you get that pad just put on you and someone just hits you perfectly shoulder and drives, like perfect tackling, unless you are a perfect man. Thank you. I can't even talk. My sound's messed up, but I appreciate the appreciation. I appreciate it.
Many people know them as the jump out boys in their city.
Give it up for me. Give it up for me. But yeah, ball security, and then they're going to punch their balls. But the fumbles I saw, like even last week when Jalen Hurts got hit, they weren't punching. When Jalen Hurts was fumbled, he barely fumbles. But when he fumbled, like it was just a perfect hit they put on there. People get that pad right on the ball, you're gonna be all right. It's better than a punch. Better than a punch. You'll save your knuckles, and you don't gotta worry about if you miss it. Some guy getting extra 9, 10, 12, 40 more yards off of you. I was going to say feet. I said yardage. Talking about football here. I love that button. Do I get any more buttons? I don't know. I was in here. You know what? I'm going to start coming in Saturday mornings, putting in new buttons.
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick.
That's a new one.
And look what she did.
I got to get rid of that one because I barely use that. Oh, man. Yo, Mike Tyson said the realest I've ever heard. Check it out.
I believe if women were just as equally physically strong as men, they would kill us.
Yeah.
Yo, what do y'all think about that? If women were just as physically and equally strong as men, would y'all kill us, ladies? Would y'all be Ike Turner in us? I just need to know this. Hit me in the chat. Let me know. Thank you. I want the honesty. Y'all would be stop. My God, yo, it would be so much Fight Club. Everybody out here would have a six-pack, though. Everybody in the world would be. We would cause men. Oh man, because men take pain. Women give birth, though. Y'all be taking pain, but men take pain too. I don't know what pain that we take that equals birth, but just overall, I think being a man, you get a lot of pain. A lot of pain being a man. It's rough and tumble. I chip my knuckles and my shins up I chip my knuckles and my shins up like I am a 11-year-old that still plays in the woods. I don't be playing in the woods. First of all, rest in peace, China. Well, yo, what if let me tell you what. First of all, Ramen, China, I'd box her to sleep. I'm not even gonna lie. I would box, rest in peace, China. But if China was still alive, I would box her to sleep. Use lotion on China? That's probably better than boxing her to sleep, but I would box her to sleep. What do you mean, woman for a day? Like during your menses, when you're on your blood moon, when your guys are having your blood moon, or do you mean just like like a normal? I punched Serena dead in her right here on her forehead. Her eyebrows be touching sometimes. And Serena, I kick Serena dead in her nuts.
Break down!
I joke. Yeah. Did you see Jameis Winston he's gonna be starting for New Orleans this week, and they had him, he had the ball and he was like in the pocket or whatever, and they were just slamming his hands with the ball because I think he turns it over when he gets sacked a lot, and they're probably expecting him to get sacked this week. Yo, who's this Rhea? Because I don't know this Rhea. You guys are teaching me some stuff. I like it. WWE. Let's see her. Here's Rhea. And honestly, looking at her, I could take her. I could take her. Like, how would I beat her up, though? Like, how would I beat her up? It would be dirty because she's in WWE. A chair would definitely be involved. Definitely have a chair in. I'd smash her with the chair, and then I'd do the old school, take the turnbuckle pad off, and reverse Irish whip her into the corner. Come on, guys. She's out of there. She's out of there. She's part of Judgment Day. Yes, she is. Yes, she would be. She does look strong, though. Hats off to Rhea. I've been saying I'm gonna look back, take more looks at WWE. It's been a minute since I watched wrestling, but I've always enjoyed it. Pretty sure it's good. I'm pretty sure the storylines are still insane. Ramid's naming women that I gotta beat up. In the is she WWE as well? Nyx, Jax. Why didn't she just name herself? Because I don't know if the Nyx Jack. I'm going to show you what's coming up here, sir. Yeah, the kids love it. Oh, Nia. Yeah. So, I don't know, but I think I would. I think I could beat her, definitely. You can be related to The Rock. I don't care. I beat The Rock up too. Dwayne Johnson. Come on, jabronis. I'm just playing. I wouldn't beat. Not because I couldn't, just because I got too much respect. And Diesel already told me. Family. It's family. It's family. He's family. He is. I'll never beat The Rock up. But yeah, so ladies, you would just beat us up all the time, huh? Yeah.
What's the matter? Do you miss me?
Y'all would beat us up. Terrible. Y'all terrible. Terrible. Replay. Yep. So Dion and the boys got to get that, man, they got to get that line together. I'm thinking, listen, I'm thinking like the national championship game, Deion Sanders to get it for a full draft class. I would say like 4 years. I think he will be playing a BCS championship within the next 3 years. I'm saying that. That's my prediction here. Anybody got predictions? Does anybody in here think that Deion's not going to win the BCS championship? That he's not going to win a championship game? That he will not be? Oh, he's not? Not with the transfer portal. Not with his ability to draft. You don't think he can field a contender within the next 3 seasons? We're thinking here? Imagine this. Take this. Those CSU players that he played against, that took him to the limit. Imagine if he had their offense and defensive lines. You think he beats Colorado last week? I'm just spitballing here. No. Not this season. I'm saying I'm giving him 3 seasons. So this season's ouch. Let me tell you what, and I know HBCU, that league is totally different than Pac-12, but I think he had a winning record his first year with JSU. The second year they lost maybe 2 games. The third year they lost 1 game. The next year they went undefeated. They won it all. Playing football, someone who yo. Daddy always gets the.
I done went and took me a bath and got myself all cleaned up.
I believe if women were just as equally physically strong as men, they would kill us.
Yeah.
Yo, Damian Lillard did go to Milwaukee. Yes, he did. Can you imagine Dame with the Greek Freak? Well, man, I'll tell you something. I have LeBrons because he's one of my favorites. I have Jordans because he's one of my favorites. I had Kobe's. I got Kobe's. I got these 3. Got the top 3. Do you know the other basketball shoe that I have? Would be the Damian Lillard's, those Adidas. The ones that James Harden stole his design. He did say this. We can go back and forth. But he did say 8 players. Right guard, left guard, right tackle, left tackle. And probably not, those aren't even it. And probably maybe a defensive and a couple of defensive tackles. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We do know who broke that arm. We do know who broke that arm. What am I doing here? Broke his arm. I'm throwing all this up here right now because you did. You broke his arm. You did. You know what you did. Kato, it was craziness. There was some domestic violence. I tried to explain it last week. A very dear family member of mine tried to kill another beloved family member of mine, even Dallas Cowboys fan. So there's partially time of the year I don't like him. But no, to be honest, she pushed him down the steps, right? He was carrying a curio, and she pushed the curio on top of him, fell down the steps. Then she jumped down the steps and landed on top of both him and the curio. And the only thing that happened was he broke his arm.
Break down!
That's true. We love him, but he's a Cowboys fan.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Right?
Hated it.
Like, honestly, tried to kill that man. Oh, snap. Yo. You know what I mean? You send him down to the basement, Kato. Hey, Benji, go give me some rice. Go get the big bag. You know what I mean? He turns his back. Boom. Kick him. Kick him down. Like Jake Elliott. Give him the Jake Elliott kick. Ramit agrees.
That boy is good.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
All right. Yes. Get the big bag. And then as soon as he turns his back, boom. When you want to hear, like, this is the sound you don't want to hear. If you hear boom, then you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that when he falls down the steps. You don't want to hear that. When you kick him down the steps, you want to hear boom. You want him, goes from the first step to the floor. Maybe a little tumble there, but I'm just giving you, I'm throwing it up. I'm just not being serious. Eagles all day. You already know. I had to stop myself.
I'm a risk taker. A calculated risk taker.
And a button pusher. Man. Damn it, Dion. Dion and the boy. That's right, guys. It's Thursday night. I'm sorry, but took my call-in lines down because something stupid's happening right now to my sound. So the chat is, you guys are in there.
I'm a risk.
You guys are really, really, you're entertaining me right now. Seriously. Take it. Oh, I think you know what I could do. I'm saying, really what happened is when I restarted my computer, I didn't bring anything back up. I usually keep pages and pages and pages stuff for you guys. But I didn't bring it back up because it's Friday's Eve. But we're still going to talk about these stories here. And for those just joining us, let me what's in store for you. All right, so we just talked about the Colorado Massacre of 2023. We are going to talk about the little girl that didn't get her medal in Ireland, how Simone Biles reached out to her, and what's going on with that. And then we're going to talk about the looting in Philadelphia and the court decision that they said led to all the looting. The shooting of Eddie Irizarry by ex-Philadelphia police officer Mark Dial. And I think that might be honestly, that might be the reason why my sound is out. Because first of all, you know AI has been trying to get me, first and foremost. We know this. We know this. What? Somebody cut a tree today? Cutting trees. I'll wait. I will wait. I'm probably going to do. Wow. What? Let's check it out. Dang it. Let's go to listen to. Here we go. We got these. A little sound.
A famous 300-year-old tree was illegally cut down in England. The Sycamore Gap tree was wall. World Heritage constructed around 1,000 years ago in what is now beyond the historical value. That tree Robin Hood.
Oh, wow.
The town of that has caused significant shock.
That's insane. That is insane. That's crazy. Like, guys, do you understand what's going on here? Like, that tree's been up there for 300 years. We saw it in the major motion picture Robin Hood starring Kevin Costner. Do you remember? Do you remember when that movie came out? When he jumped up in that's when he gets home. He's standing in front of that tree. I love that movie. He's standing in front of that tree and some little asshole cut that tree down. 16-year-old cut that tree down.
Oh!
He cut that tree down. Yo, I would make him eat that bitch. Sorry. Sorry for cursing. Sorry for cursing. Sorry for cursing. Sorry for cursing. It is something, Flash. It is something. A 300-year-old tree that stood in English that I'm sure everybody knew about. Look how, oh man, let's go back. I can't believe it. Let me bold it up for you. Look how clean he cut that MF. Look how clean he cut it. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. Shock. Must have took some time. He cut it. This is the reason why he cut it, because he's 16 years old. That's why. Because he's 16. That's why. That's why he cut it. Because he's 16. That's insane, right? Like, what do you do there? What's his punishment? Can you whoop his ass in public? Can you tell him to pick a switch off of that tree and whoop his ass in public? Are we allowed to do that? Can you take that tree and make a board, a plank out of it? You take that plank and you make a handle on it and give one of those Big Brother Almighty type of paddles to him? Be nice, Brazil. They're going to use that for Christmas. Like that's a spruce or a Douglas fir. Oh, she is crazy. What is this Meemaw going to do? He cut a 300-year-old tree down. This saddens my heart. It does. But he needs his ass was-a-zupped, Martin style. That's how Martin would say. Was-a-zupped. Like, seriously. Hello, I'm going to saw down the Christmas tree for the Christmas. They were in England. You know they were in England. Oh, man, like, what do you... 16 years old. 16 years old, this is what we do. This is what we do. We leave that tree there, right? We forget about it for 2 years. And then he turns, because I don't know if they got a juvenile criminal system, but I'm sure they do in Europe and Great Britain. And we wait till he turns of responsible age and then stumble upon it like, yo, how did this tree go down? And then we find it, and hopefully there's not a statute of limitations. But if there is, you make a law right now for specifically cutting down 300-year-old trees that there will be no statute of limitations, that we will find you. Find you. Good luck. Whatever. I was doing a taking. But if that could happen, like if that could happen, I would appreciate it. Yes, we would Back to the Future. That's the law we're going to call it. The Back to the Future law. We're going to act like this tree didn't get cut down. We're going to leave it just like this right there standing there. Right? We're going to leave it there. When he turns of age of responsibility, where he can do some serious time, then they will discover that the tree has been vandalized and cut down, and by then they can get him. I mean, firewood to power the steam engine that powers the turbine that makes enough electricity to fry his ass in a chair. Like, I know it's not murder. I know it's not grape. Gotta say that because I can't even say murder. But it's not offing someone. It's not violating someone to the maximum. You know what I mean? It is just a tree that got cut. But 300-year-old tree? Look at the guts of that tree. Was looking good on its insides. False. I don't want to be like that guy. I want to be a creeper. But that tree, look how good that tree looked. Like that tree was taking vitamin D, magnesium, all of its zinc orates. It was taking it was taking all its vitamins. It was living a good life. That tree looked healthy, like it was going to live for another 300 years easily. And that little twerp. Thank you, Brazil. Thank you. Right? It could have made another 300 years easily, how fine that tree is. It is. It is. I know they're on vacaciones, right? They come back and home. That's what it was. You, ma'am, are mean. Where's that? I got the Halloween in my soul button. I got rid of it. Hey, Revolution, I know you weren't here, or Brazil, you weren't here, but Mike Tyson said this, and I took it as a quote, and I'm using it as a sound effect button, but I also use it as a question. Do you think this is true?
I believe if women were just as equally physically strong as men, they would kill us.
Yeah.
If women were just as equally strong as men, would you guys just be killing men? Right? Look, she's got jokes. Got jokes. Rest in peace, Tree. Like that tree should be you get like a royal whatever. He should glue that tree back together. Somehow they can bring that. If they got little lambs in uterus bags, I mean, come on. They can bring that tree. Right? That is the yo, imagine that. Imagine that. If women were strong as men, like, and they were on the blood moon. They were on their blood moon. The tree and rice, how you fix it. No, Ev, that's how you fix our little house plants you've been killing. She been murking plants. Like, plants come into our house and die automatically from the vibes and ghosts of the other plants that my wife has killed. Let's keep it real. Just keeping it real with you guys. That's what be happening. Killing plants. I ain't mean to tell all your business, babe, but we killing plants. So that yeah. I'm missing something. Am I missing? Yeah. Here we go. All right, so because I mean, not really illegal yet, but she offs house plants. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. She left a pot outside. I was like, yo, she's turned over a new leaf. Ha ha ha. I was like, my wife has turned over a new leaf. Look at this. There was a pot out there. I seen a pot one week and had it out there, had some dirt in it. Next week, I seen a little sprout. Next week, I seen a little sprout getting bigger. Next sprout, this thing sprouted like 4 feet. I'm like, damn, I'm waiting for some grape tomatoes to come off this sucker. I'm waiting for something to come on. Then, like, I'm taking my dog out for a walk. He pees on anything that's unfamiliar to him. So he sees the plant with the sprout just sticking up like a couple feet up off the air, and he pees on it. And I'm like, no, because he's already killed one of my rose bushes being a jerk. You know? But I was like, no, like, you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill this plant. You're gonna kill this plant. It was, but guess what? I don't sleep on the couch, so you guys know. But anyway, like, the dog peed on her. I was like, no, don't pee on this. Like, she's trying so hard to turn over her new leaf. Like, she's trying so hard, and you're just gonna kill it with your little velociraptor pee. Yo, man, that thing was still alive the next day. We found out it was a weed. Yeah, well, Ev Love Love found this type of weed that she can grow, and it will not die, even when the dog pees on it. It will stay in there. Yep. Haters gonna hate. Yo, so check this out. There was this case, and I don't know how to do a beautiful segue for some nonsense like this that has gone on, but there is a 27-year-old man, his name Eddie Irizarry, and he was shot while sitting in his car by Officer Mark Dial. Now, before I get into this, obviously I'm having problems with sound. I have body cam footage, and that's one of the cool things about not having sound tonight, because I was really going back and forth on whether I was going to play this body cam footage. Now, you can see body cam footage of this episode on Channel 10 News, whatever news, all the news shows are showing basically the same thing. They're showing the same thing, all right? And they're showing a clip of the officer approaching the vehicle, and then as soon as he starts shooting, they basically cut it out, and then they cut back to a part of him explaining what happened. Let me pull something up, guys. Just bear with me a second, because we're going to get into this. You see that my whole style has changed. This is something that extremely important to look at. And for guys here on the East Coast and close to the South Jersey, Philadelphia area that I am in, this is local news for us, because this happened just inside the Kensington section of Philadelphia. If anybody has ever gone on Google and types in Kensington, PA, you will find a plethora of videos of content creators who are merely racking up hundreds of thousands of views per month by walking down some of the streets in Kensington and just showing the American public what an open air drug market looks like. Right? Now, this isn't to put a blast on Eddie Irizarry or saying that because he was located in this neck of the woods that he deserved to be shot or anything. I'm not. We're not doing that here. What I am doing is just letting you know that there is literally an open air drug market right outside of the city of Philadelphia in the Kensington section. And I think some of you guys, I mean, you know what's happening because you can see it. But I think what's cool is that you go check it out for yourself. Because you just be able to see something, probably. Yeah. Let me put the chat back up real quick. It's crazy out in the street. Right? So yeah. Ramid is not lying. It is zombies out there. Yeah, you see guys just stuck in one of the thriller positions. Like straight up stuck in the thriller position. All right, so I had to close my computer down before trying to mess with the sound, and I closed out some windows. I usually have everything prepped. Just give me a second because I want to bring up everything, especially for this one, because there's just so much information involved in this case. And I always like to give you guys good visuals to go along with it because it just helps. Just helps with, the telling of the story, everything that's going on. All right. But as you can see, there's an Officer Mark Dial that's here. See Eddie Irizarry. black and white. I did the black and white color because he's no longer with us because he died as a result of the shooting. All right. So there is a link on a website that I love to go on. I get a lot of content from. It's called Reddit. Now, Reddit is pretty tricky in regards to using the content that's on Reddit with YouTube. I know because I found so many great videos and body cam footages and stuff, and then I'll play it here. And what will end up happening is I will get a strike for violating the some YouTube violation. Copyright is one thing, but there's a lot of rules on YouTube, and if you violate them, they will. Well, for me, I'm not monetized yet, but still, I like to not have my videos automatically edited or anything like that. But yes, Reddit, Reddit, just like L. Bro. And I am going to put in a link. You guys might have to copy and paste it. Do as you wilt. But I am pasting a plain text link. You can just highlight it, copy it, paste it into your browser, and it will take you directly to the source. Sometimes Reddit makes you sign up for the site, and if that's the case, just sign up for Reddit. You're going to find some cool stuff. Like, there's just so much content on there that you'll just be amazed. And just like, you can scroll through Reddit. I can scroll through Reddit for hours, just reading so many stories. And there's a whole bunch of different groups that you can get into and everything like that. Whatever floats your boat. It is an open air content market. So I gave you guys the link, and there is the police body cam footage of an officer shooting Eddie Irizarry. I'm probably not pronouncing it as correctly as I probably could, but let me give you a little background on Eddie. And I'm going to tell you some things that I know, some things that I do not know about this case. Let me back this up here. This is extremely sad. All right. So I'm definitely going to talk about the looting because it's kind of a 2-in-1. I don't necessarily think that the looting really had anything to do with the court decision. I think like the Philadelphia commissioner, John Stanford said basically it was a whole bunch of criminal opportunists that took advantage of peaceful protests, and they decided to loot, basically tear up Center City, Philadelphia, and parts all around Philadelphia, because it just didn't end. But what supposedly sparked all of this was a confrontation between Mark Dial, Philadelphia police officer, shown here on bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and Eddie Irizarry. Eddie lived in Philadelphia. He had moved to the United States from Puerto Rico about 7 years ago. And basically he worked on cars, hung out with his dogs, liked to take his drives in his Toyota Camry, and I just moved along. Normal, regular degular. So I will describe what's happening in this police footage to you. Many of you guys may be able to just watch the edited version on any of the major news channels. Okay. So what happens is that, because the way that I put this together shows all of basically the articles talking about the shooting. Anytime someone is shot, they usually do have a newspaper article about the shooting, especially when it's a police involved shooting. And in this case, it was no different. So on August 14th, you're not watching my show? Yo, you shouldn't because you're too young to. But if you're so inclined, grab your tablet. You know the link. Come check me out, all right? I'll talk to you later. Yeah, come say hi to the people. You might as well.
Hi.
All right. Now, kick
Goodbye,
rocks.
children.
Peace. Yeah, that is Kiki. Oh, I see. All right. Yeah. Learn how to open the door first, then get money. Yeah, all right. So you'll see Keeks, right? That's hi. Everybody said hi to you. She's already gone. She wanted to come in here and play Roblox, right? You sure did. Like, you know what I do on Thursdays. All right. So, nonetheless, usually police involved shooting, there's an article about it. So on August 14th, the day of this event, a reporter by the name of Rodrigo Torrejon and Ellie Rushing wrote an article for the Archive PH. It's an archived whatever. Anyway, it says a Philadelphia police officer, and I will share as I read along. It says that a Philadelphia police officer shot and killed a man on Monday afternoon in Kensington. Shortly before 12:30 p.m., 24th District officers observed a car driving erratically in the area of B Street and Erie Avenue, said Corporal Jasmine Riley, a Philadelphia police officer. Let me show you, John. That's Jasmine Riley right there. She's a Philadelphia police officer. So, Riley, a Philadelphia Police Department spokesperson. So when officers tried to pull the driver over, he took off in the Toyota southbound on Lee Street and made a left down the wrong way on East Willard Street, she said. The man eventually stopped the car on the 100 block of East Willard Street, she said. As the police approached the vehicle, a male stepped out of that vehicle with a weapon, with a knife. This is being communicated by Jasmine Riley here, who is the spokesperson for the police. All right. So it says a male stepped out of that vehicle with a weapon, with a knife. The officers gave multiple commands for him to drop the weapon. The man did not drop the knife, she said, and then lunged at the officers, at which point one of the officers shot multiple times, striking him. The man, whom police did not immediately identify, we now know as Eddie Irizarry, was taken to Temple Hospital and was pronounced dead at 12:48 p.m., she said. They also did make a note that this is a developing story and will be updated. Take that in. Take it on in. Take it on in. So immediately when this starts to happen, there is more body cam footage. And in this body cam footage that you can watch right here, and I will play a little bit for you. This is from Channel 10 Philadelphia News. And this is not Mark Dial. But right now, this is like the shooting has already occurred. So basically, let me put my camera in here. This is when I need an administrator. When I'm getting busy, when I'm getting down to work.
You need an administrator!
All right. So at this moment, Mark Dial, who is the police officer that was charged with murdering Eddie Irizarry, at this point, Mark Dial and his partner's name is Officer Michael Morris. So Michael Morris, Officer Morris, and Officer Dial both grab Eddie out of the car, out of his Toyota Corolla, and he's bleeding. He's been shot multiple times, and they carry him by arms and feet and throw him in back of Dial's police truck. You know, they drive like the not the expeditions. What are they called? The lower one. Explorer. So he drives his police car. They grab him, they throw him in the back of a police car, and Mark Dial drives to Temple Hospital where he's pronounced dead. At this point in the video that we're seeing is we got the white shirts here. These are the supervisors, the brass basically. And they have just arrived on scene because of course they've heard that there is a shooting going over the airwaves, and now they have pulled up on scene. At this point, it is Michael Morris who is speaking to these officers. Now, as you can see, this officer on my left here, he has his body cam on. He's wearing his body cam. Right? Body cam is on. While Michael Morris is telling the story that was just reported, as I read off the report of Eddie getting out of his Toyota, refusing to drop a weapon, and then ultimately lunging at the police officer. This is a story that Michael Morris is telling to the supervisor. Now, I want to let you know this, and I'm going to do this for you too. I'm going to put this link here too, so you guys can go ahead and copy, and you can also copy and paste this. Put this in your browsers and check this out for yourselves, all right? There it is. It'll take you to this page that I'm showing you right now, and you can play it, and you can hear from sound for sound of the officer explaining what's happening, all right? So like it says in here, Philadelphia police officer Mark Dial was charged with murdering Eddie Irizarry. NBC 10 obtained video of the report that Dial's partner initially gave to police after the shooting. Now, the report that police gave to the media and the updated report from Commissioner Danielle Outlaw correcting their initial report. And this is Commissioner Danielle Outlaw right here. Not the best picture of her. But immediately, what Outlaw did upon hearing about this specific shooting was that she suspended Mark Dial from his job with the intent to release him. Basically, I'm suspending you until we can do a proper investigation, but because of the information I have already now, once we're done giving you your fair shot at investigation, no matter what, we're going to fire you anyway. We're just investigating to see, you know, how we're going to charge you. But you're getting fired. And the reason is, and I think most of us know it's no big ass surprise, is that there has been a discrepancy between what the police officer initially reported and what came out after his body cam video footage was discovered. Okay? So, in recent developments, body cam footage of a shooting incident that occurred on August 14th was released earlier this month, shedding new light on a tragic and controversial event. The video captured from Officer Mark Dial's body-worn camera paints a vivid picture of the incident. That's from the link, the first link that I sent. Check that video out. It is insanely graphic. It has one of those little frosted coverings on there that you got to click the little warning label before they'll even start the video. And it is rough to see and rough to hear. But the video shows Officer Dial exiting the passenger side of a police SUV, quickly approaching the car driven by Eddie Irizarry. As Dial approaches the vehicle, he is holding a gun. He's holding his gun. And tense moments unfold. And when I say tense moments, you know, the claps that they do for the theme song of Friends, that's how fast it was over with. It had began and it was over with. So what happens is it starts with shots of Officer Dial or Michael Morris. I can't tell in the video. I think it's Dow saying, "Show me your hands." He said, "Show me your hands. Show me your hands or I'll effing shoot you." At this point, as soon as he says, "I'll shoot you," Dow fires 5 shots at point blank range. Un momento. I shall continue. All right. Amidst the shouts of "Show me your hands and I'll effing shoot you," Dow fires 5 shots at point blank range, then continues firing as he passes the front of the car. He gave him one of those toom, toom, toom. Quick, 5 shots. Quick. Now, Dow has been an officer with the Philadelphia Police Department for 5 years. I believe he's like 27 years. Same age as the victim. So he was suspended with the intent to dismiss after allegedly refusing to cooperate with the investigation. The reason why he refused to cooperate with the investigation is because he was MFing lying and his partner was MFing lying. Now, in the news I read that it was he was supposed to talk to the investigators within 72 hours, which he didn't. Now, I don't know if it was actually his personal decision not to follow the orders of his commanding officers and meet with the investigative team 72 hours after the shooting, or if it was something that he had hashed out with his lawyer. But we all do know that the police department and their union were involved, obviously. Okay, so like we said, initial reports from police officials stated that the shooting occurred after officers noticed the car driving erratically, which is not shown. That body camera footage isn't shown. If they're lying about that, we don't know what to believe from the officers right now, but I have not seen any cop dashboard cam footage of them pursuing Irizarry through the streets of Kensington, Philadelphia, or wherever. I haven't seen it. It hasn't been made available to us. If it exists, I would hope that they drop that. They drop that hot fire right now. But as we're speaking right now, I don't see any of that. Okay? So the situation escalated when the driver turned onto a one-way street and came to a stop. Now, on the day of the shooting, police officials claimed that Irizarry was outside the car and had lunged at officers with a knife, leading to the use of lethal force. And this is the video that I just showed you guys. Yeah, this is like same speed. I kind of, guys, I want to. No, I want to show you. I want to show you, but it's so crazy. All right. So, however, after the initial reports, 2 days later, the department changed its account, acknowledging that Irizarry was fatally shot while still inside his car, altering the circumstances surrounding the incident. So, if someone has a knife, which Irizarry did, had maybe 1 or 2 knives in his car, little tiny knives, not a Rambo bushwhacking knife or anything like that, or a machete. He didn't have any of that. So if a man has a knife, I'm telling you, put it down, but your window's rolled up and you're sitting in your car, a man with a knife isn't really a threat. Now, I am sure that there will be an ultimate super fanboy of the Boys in Blue that will make some type of TikTok video showing how lethal that a knife can be. It'll be some type of Superman that takes some type of dollar store butter knife and throws it through sticks somebody. He might be able to do that. But let me tell you what, as a normal, functioning, observant human being, I would not be afraid, especially as a police officer with ammo, a weapon, a vest, and backup, and a radio. I would not be really, really too scared of any man sitting in a car with a little knife with his windows rolled up. And I would not approach him by yelling, "Put your hands up," whatever, and then start pumping rounds into him. Like, it was handled totally, insanely crazy.
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick.
Right. Right. President Trump could literally be talking about a lot of members of the Philadelphia police force. Right? Went out, bad apple, blah, blah, blah. So, Officer Mark Dow was charged with murder and subsequently released on a $50,000 bail on September 8th. However, his suspension continued as he refused to cooperate with investigators. Why wouldn't he cooperate with investigators? The situation took a significant turn when a judge dismissed the murder and other charges this past Tuesday on the 26th. Stay with me, because there's, other than what I'm hearing now, there's a couple things that I find baffling too. So the judge is Municipal Judge Wendy Pugh. She agreed with the defense's argument that Officer Dial may have actually feared for his life. I mean, and this is after we saw the actual footage of what happened. This isn't going off of I've been lunged that story. That story is dead on the 26th. Tuesday, that story, we knew that he had already lied. The judge already knew that the initial reports were fabricated. And yet, still went with the defense's argument that Officer Dow may have feared for his life, believing that the driver, Eddie Irizarry, was armed. Defense lawyer Brian McMonagle. Oh, let's bring up his picture. I have heard that name around here plenty of times. I want to make sure he's the, I want to make sure he's the guy that I'm thinking about. Oh, no, it's the other guy. All right, cool. Still not cool. But this is his lawyer. Right? So defense lawyer Brian McGonigal urged the judge to drop all charges, including murder, manslaughter, official oppression, and 4 other counts. McGonigal also emphasized that Dow was firing while seeking cover, which he did, because he shot the first 4-5 through the passenger side window, and then his last one, he kind of shot into the street. It looked like he shot into the street. Like the last shot, those 6 shots, 5 went into the car, 1 went into the street. So yeah, they said that he was seeking cover, acting in self-defense during a highly tense situation. He criticized the charges as unfounded and expressed concern over their initial filing by District Attorney Krasner, known for his civil rights advocacy and contentious relationship with law enforcement since taking office in 2018. Sounds like Attorney Krasner has been holding police officers accountable since 2018. The judge concurred with the defense, however, citing a lack of evidence and ultimately dismissed the case. Yeah, that's crazy. Dismissed the case. But there's good news. I'll tell you that there's good news. The good news is that the district attorney hasn't stopped. Members of the local government have not stopped. They have recharged Mark Dial, and he is expected to go back to court on October 25th. Yep. So anyway, in the meantime, Commissioner Danielle Outlaw, she's out. She quit. She is going to work another security job for a corporation somewhere. I forget, but she's gonna land safely. But she just quit recently, and I think this case might have something to do with it. Now, she's been replaced by Commissioner John Stanford. That's the gentleman I said that was talking about the looting issues that's been going on in Philadelphia. If anybody knows anything, when they came out with that decision that Mark Dial was his case was being dismissed, people took to the streets and they went out and protested. And overwhelmingly, there were peaceful protesters. However, when the protesters went home around 7:30 p.m., that's when the freaks came out.
Ever since I was a lowercase G, but now I'm the big G.
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick.
That's right. The looting came out. Let me show you something. I think it's awesome that you said that. I think it's really awesome you said that. Well, I think it's awesome. Like, yeah, like this is stuff that we have to, like, this is ridiculous. Like, the way that they handle it, I want you guys to watch. Listen, let me tell you what. The Reddit version is graphic AF. It's graphic. You're going to see a man shot. You're going to see that body camera dead in a man who's dying's face, who he's fighting to stay alive. Like, you're going to see someone who knows that they're dying. You're going to see what the face of someone who is dying. You're going to see what that looks like in this video. You understand? When, like, it is the smallest thing I can do is to make myself a little uncomfortable to look at this video and see how all of this has played out. You know? So yeah, those were criminals out there looting and fucking up the Lulu. Y'all got me. I've been trying. I try not to.
Bitch, I'm from Cumberland.
But you know where I'm from. Try not to. But it upsets me. And it upsets me because, like, come on. They lied. You know what I was going to say? That I was going to Judge Wendy Pugh. I can find every other judge in Philadelphia, every municipal court judge. I can pull up their image on Google. I cannot pull up Judge Wendy Pugh's. It seems to me that her whole entire thing has been erased from the internet. And this was on Tuesday. I couldn't find it. When they had dismissed the charges, and as I do my research, I'm just like, you guys, I like to see pictures. I want to see who's who. What does this person look like? What does this raggedy son of a bitch look like? Let me search Wendy Pugh to see what her raggedy ass looks like, and guess what? I cannot find it. That's one. This is one. Guess who else I can't find? The officer that's in the other link that I sent you, the channel 10 link that's talking to the supervisor. Supervisor's letting him know that he's cameraed up, that he doesn't have to explain because the supervisor, and to be fair and legal and legit with it and journalistic and have some integrity, I have to say that I am speculating right now. because I am listening and observing people on a video in not 4K. It isn't the clearest 4K, but I can hear them clearly and I can see them clearly. And I know that there is an officer sitting there lying his ass off to a supervisor, and the supervisor is still telling him, hey, buddy, we don't need that right now. You might want to save yourself. And the partner's name, once again, is Michael Morris. Traditional spellings. And you know what I find very funny is, you guys know that I hunt these images down. I find shit. And I can't find a single Google searched, Bing searched, any type of search on this man's civilized internet. I cannot find an image of police officer Michael Morris. It seems like both police officer Michael Morris, who should have some charges levied against him for being on body cam, lying his ass off to his supervisor. Those body cams are public record, right? He's basically lying to the public. No charges. Judge Pugh agrees that even though it was clearly that a man, all right, listen, if there's body cam footage and Eddie Irizarry has a damn toenail clipper, if Eddie Irizarry has a rubber Halloween Wolverine claw, and he gets out his car and he jumps out of police who has his weapon drawn, then I don't have any problems. I'm saying, hey, it's suicide by cop. This guy is a maniac, whatever. But when I am told that this is what happened, and then we find out that none of that, like, it's not even something that can be, you could be like, hey, I thought that was a gun and it's a knife or a phone. It's hard to believe, but we can understand that. But to say that this guy got out of his car and lunged at you when this guy never, ever made it out of his vehicle alive, in one piece, at least, that is blatant fuckery. That's a blatant lie. And for that not to be taken into consideration in regards to these murder charges levied against Mark Dial, young Mark Dial. You know, it kind of makes me not give a flying fuck about a Lululemon or a Foot Locker being, you know, because to be honest with you, like, I put these together because they said that, you know, the court decision led to the looting, and we all know that's not true. We know that it's just an excuse and any type of effed up political decision that is made that people will go and ransack them. This was a court decision. You know, some people looted a liquor store, a Foot Locker, Lululemon, some other stores like on the block. I could say some January 6th stuff. But in saying that, also, I would say January 6th style, that there were people going through that rotunda and they had the shiesties on. They're the MAGA version of the shiesty, like, you know, the hunting baklava. And they caught them people. And they're catching those looters out there on the Philadelphia streets. And they see. Yeah, let me show you some looting footage. Let me show you. All right, so this is just straight up footage. There's a lot of noise, a lot of laughter. People are looting. That was the Apple store. As you can see, there's some police officers. Oh, that police officer looked like he was going for the kick. You can't catch them, all of them. That looks like a chokehold. I see like a little. I'm seeing them. They're fighting them. Yo, I went to that Foot Locker. I have been in that Foot Locker. I got some Air Max that I'm going to wear to work tomorrow that I bought from that Foot Locker right there that they just destroyed. And it was a beautiful Foot Locker. It had like an Adidas side and a Nike side. And all the freshness all in between. It was break down. I'm not going to break down. But it's a good Foot Locker. I don't go to brick and mortars really get out to do that much. But I remember that. That was the day that we saw, what's her name? She's an actress, like a dame in England. She's in all the movies. What's her name? Not Judi Dench. It's from I don't know her name. Evelyn knows her name. What is her name? Damn. Oh yeah. Helen Mirren. We saw Helen Mirren in Philly that day. And I looked eye to eye with Helen Mirren, and she knew that I knew who she was. And she gave me this look like, you better not F up my Philadelphia shopping. And then I was like, man, yeah, that is Helen Mirren. Evelyn was like, that is Helen Mirren. I was like, no, it's not Helen Mirren. And then Evelyn was taking so much time because she was going to go over to get the autograph or whatever. But she was taking so much time. I was like, yo, come on, let's go. Because Helen Mirren knows, and I don't want to mess up her day. I don't want everybody messing with her, like, because it was a beautiful Sunday. But like, yo, hurry up, go get a picture, autograph or whatever, and then come back out. She was taking so long, so I kind of rushed her out. And we always have an argument about seeing Helen Mirren and not getting a photo taken with her. But then we were kind of like, for the rest of the day, I was like, nah, that's probably not her, even though it looked like her. It's probably this is a nice looking older lady that looks like her. But then, like, I went and I started Googling because I am an excellent researcher, and I found that Helen Mirren was in Philadelphia the night before to win some type of artist award or something like that. And it made sense because she's Saturday night, they had the gala, Sunday morning, for checkout time, have a little breakfast, do shopping, hit the airport, back to Britain. That's what happened.
This isn't okay, man.
But all right, so yeah, this is all the looting that was caught on camera in Philadelphia, and it is insanity. So I do want to talk about the looting. I really do want to talk about the loot. I think it's important to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. But let me just break it down to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me break it down. Let me break you down to this old loot. All right, so the criminal opportunists, they exploited a protest as cover for looting and widespread property destruction in Center City, Philadelphia, earlier this week. Now, the reports indicate that these audacious acts involved over 100 individuals, primarily identified as teenagers with age ranges from what I saw, 10 to infinity. All right. And the unruly group of targeted dozens storefronts along Walnut Street, including prominent establishments like the Apple Store, Foot Locker, and Lululemon. Now, the mayhem began around 8:18 p.m. with a radio call reporting looting at the Apple store. That's what we're showing right here. They're showing these kids come out of the Apple store. Now, let me tell you what. They tried to take the display devices. Now, they got in the Apple store. They were taking a whole bunch of stuff. But the first things they tried to take were the display devices. Once those display devices came out, there was the activation of the cameras and like a message basically saying, return these or stop stealing or whatever. And what they did was they started throwing iPhones. So the next morning, police officers and people that worked in the iPhone store was just walking down the street, picking up and, returning these iPhones that were just worthless to the looters. Still, I know those Lululemon yoga pants weren't useless to them. They got something out of it. So originally, no arrests were made at the original stage, but the more stores suffered significant losses in terms of, stolen phones and tablets. Firstly, most of those items had been recovered. Now, an eyewitness who was sitting with friends at a bar on 18th Street recounted that they saw a bunch of people going to Lululemon. Clothes were everywhere. Also, the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board reported that 18 fine wine and good spirit stores in Philadelphia, that's not a show, 18 liquor stores fell victim to the looting. That's right. They were leaving bottles of Shiraz out on the streets, unopened. Henny, gone. Henny, gone. Crown Royal, gone.
And this is not okay. This has to be racist.
It was gone, though. It was gone, guys. Right? So that was that. So now you got clothes, scattered glass all across the pavement. Now, in response to the widespread looting, all the fine wine, good spirit stores in Philadelphia and one in Cheltenham Plaza, they temporarily closed, even though word on the street was they hit the liquor store again last night. So in the interest of employee safety, they closed all of those main areas of shopping. So additionally, looters targeted 6 businesses in a single retail corridor in North Philadelphia. They got 3 pharmacies, a hair salon, a tax prep company, and another cell phone store. There has been a heavy police presence that has been witnessed at 52nd and Market Streets, where several more stores were looted. So other reported looting incidents included a JD Sports, that's at the Roosevelt Mall, for those guys that are local and know. The JD Sports and a T-Mobile store down the street in West Philadelphia. So there was a car crashed into a Curaleaf store on a 500 block of City Avenue in Winfield. Yo, Curaleaf is a dispensary, right? They tried to drive a car through the dispensary to steal the weed. Now, it remains unclear if anything was stolen from the dispensary shop, but the Lower Merion Police, that's where Kobe was banging out in high school, from the neighboring jurisdiction, they were called in to assist due to overwhelming volume of calls for Philadelphia. Now, the influence of social media in these events cannot be understated. Philadelphia police have arrested a woman. Her name is Deja Blackwell. She's age 21, and she allegedly used her social media platform to encourage others while live streaming. She faces a range of charges, including burglary, conspiracy, criminal trespass, riot, criminal mischief, criminal use of communication facility, receipt of stolen property, and disorderly conduct. I had a video up before I closed it. She was on Instagram, and she is annoying in front of the cell phone store saying, hey, they're stealing cell phones, and laughing and just being utterly ridiculous. One thing I don't see in any of her photos, which not saying it doesn't exist, but I did not see with these own 2 eyes, was her actually stealing anything. I didn't see her really going to any of the places. She was out on the street basically wilding out, laughing, and taking in the sights, whatever. But I digress. She got arrested hopefully Wendy Pugh will be her judge and will dismiss her case, because that seems like what Wendy Pugh is doing. I would love to show you a picture of Wendy Pugh, but hell, I can't find one because she's being protected by the internet gods. So that's what we have right there with that. So as these disturbing events unfolded, it is essential to note that no injuries were reported. Right? Silver lining? We're going to find silver linings. No injuries. Out of all of that, no injuries, guys. So the Philadelphia Police Department, they're extending officer shifts, and they're ensuring to be prepared for any potential issues throughout the weekend. So excuse me. So I would stay out of Philly. That's my brunch spot. I like to go there during the day, but yeah, I would, if you're going to do it, get in there, get your shopping on, get out of there before the sun goes down. Hate to say that about beautiful Philadelphia, but these kids is out here wilding. They could have been actually out there, protesting. But my question would be, back to you guys, because I put you through all of that. My question would be like this. All right, we know that the supervisor in videos telling him to shut up. Wendy Pugh, the judge, just dismissed this case, saying there wasn't enough there was no defense. And I'm sitting here looking like, what the hell are you talking about, lady? You didn't watch that video, because that is more than enough evidence to keep that trial going, especially the partner line. The fact that the partner hasn't been brought up on any type of charges there, it's not going to be. It just seems like I understand there's perks to every job. Every job has its perks, but being able to murder someone should not be a fucking perk of your job. I mean, unless you're SEAL Team 6. Y'all agree? Murdering people should not be a perk of your job? Man. Yo, let me tell you, let me show you something. Let me show you a video. Not even gonna show you. Not a video. I've misspoke. Let me show you. Let me just show you. This is a young kid, man, from Ponce. We just went through Ponce. All right. So he's got the gats up. June 6th. I went to his Facebook page, which was left open, just to let you know that this was somebody. I don't speak Spanish, the best Spanish. No. I don't speak the best Spanish, but like, I love dogs. Look, little abused dogs, the PETA Latino, loved animals and cars, smoking some trees. Pretty sure he loves some reggaeton. Who doesn't? Chilling on the beach. Thick bass. Just a normal effing guy who doesn't love Rocky, bro. Who still new to Philly area and embraces the Rocky. Come on, yo. Little guy. He was like 5'7", about 150 pounds. Leesby has a whole family he left behind. That's on. Now his family does say they're still fighting for him and they're still fighting for justice. And they say that he had bouts with schizophrenia. And I don't think he was having an episode. I think maybe he was doing something maybe he shouldn't have been doing, or had something in his car that maybe he shouldn't have had. And we'll find out about that. I would used to say, hey, we'll find it. We should know. They should have went in his car and processed it, and we would have found any bit of evidence now. But like, that's not the way that media works these days. Like they hold episodes back to drop new stuff on us, you know, because Mark Dahl is going back to court in October 25th. They're going to try to recharge him up, and by then there's going to probably be, you know, a little dirt thrown on Eddie's name, on the victim's name. But person who had friends and family, who doesn't like guns? What guy out here doesn't think that guns are cool and dogs are cool and cars are cool? That's just par for the course of being a man in the United States of America. And guess what he can't do? He can't enjoy his life. He can't enjoy his life. And not only that, the guy who murdered him tried to lie on him. As this man's fighting for his life, one of the men responsible for his death is lying to his peers about what happened. So yeah, want to put this up here. I've always promised myself to do this, but he has a GoFundMe. Raised over $7,000. Call him Nito or Junie. They used to call him Junie. Yeah. If you guys want to do it, I will leave a link. I'll leave another link. If you guys want to go check out his GoFundMe, drop him a 10. And for his family to put him to rest. Here's a funeral memorial tag. And probably was going to go to burying him. He is a junior. Father came to Philadelphia a couple years, unfollowed, 2 years. This all happened about 7 years. So, his father writes that his name is Eddie Irizarry. On August 14th, my son, Eddie Irizarry Jr., was sadly taken from me by the Philadelphia police. My son, Eddie, was driving his Toyota Corolla on the 3200 block of Lee Street, where two officers came from behind him and chased him down for no reason. Because it was never called over a radio that a Toyota Corolla was involved in any incident, which tells me that we are probably not going to see any type of dash cam footage of this incident, of the car running from the police. However, the car was found to be headed the wrong direction on a one-way, so we had to take that into consideration. And he explains that his son turned down a one-way street to park his car, which was the 100 block of Willer Street, which that's in Philadelphia. You see cars parked in the median. So if a car knows that, hey, my house is two houses from the end of this corner, and I don't feel like going all the way down this block on this one-way street, I'll just cut down here, park my car like this, and be done with it. Should he have done it? No, but I've seen people drive crazy in Philly anyway. All right. So the officers never had the sirens on to notify him he was being stopped. Two officers approached his vehicle and noticed my son had a knife sitting in the cup holder, and the officer instantly yelled out, "Fire! He has a weapon." The one officer started to fire his weapon into my son's front windshield, where he shot him 6 times. I'm going to say 5. I was counting. 1 hit the ground. My son never approached the officer with any weapon. Neither did he ever get out of the car. True, he never got out of the car. And it didn't look like he was brandishing any weapon from what I saw. So the Philadelphia Police Department later admitted on Fox 29 News that my son was innocent and never got out the car or tried to attack. Neither one of them. They also stated after the car was taken to the police tow station, they later observed 2 knives inside the vehicle. I am now looking for justice and donations towards his funeral costs anything is greatly. So that is what it is. I saw a pair of like little scissors in there, a couple stabby objects in his car. His aunt said that he had knives to work on cars. That doesn't sound, right to me, but I mean, a little knife if you're opening, say, packaging for, tools or equipment that you're going to be using on a car, obviously, but it didn't look like he had any type of knife that was there to do anything other than, cut small items or life a little. I mean, we can use anything as a weapon. The knives that were found on him, I'm going to say were probably not. Were probably meant to be as just tools to cut rope and open up packages.
If you're not Caucasian, then leave.
Well, you know what? I saw that. Why can't I get some of the young boys be hitters, which is true. But yeah, these the two knives that he had did not look like devices hitting anybody. Even though we do know, like podcasters say, like they will send people from the old country come over here and handle some BIEs. So we can't take that out of the equation. However, listen, just going off of by what I seen on the body cam footage, by the initial police report, how that turned out, I'm gonna go ahead and say that there is a mass amount of fuckery afoot, and that this whole entire case needs to be reinvestigated. And I think we need to investigate Judge Pugh. Wendy, what the hell were you thinking, Wendy? Like, seriously. Why, Wendy? Why? All right. Guys got anything? I got one more thing for you. This has been going around, and this is about, why is this happening to Pink? That's right. Ain't this some beat? Simone Biles, most awarded U.S. gymnast of all time. Not recently, but she reached out to a little girl from Ireland who was passed over from what seemed to be some participation group medals that were given out. And it seems like every girl except for her got one of these. Let me show you the photo. Now listen. The shooting video of Eddie Irizarry probably insanely to watch. This is probably going to be the next movie to watch. Let's show you. Oh, by the way, I'm on 3 times. My show we do every Thursday night, 7:30. It's the Wee episodes. And the channel's called Talking Shit, getting clicks on YouTube. Yo, hit like, share, subscribe if you like what you see. By all means, tell a friend and tell a friend, tell a friend. Get down with your boy. I'm a grown ass man. But you get. All right, so check this out. I'm gonna go full. Up here. I'm not gonna blur any. This video's can't really identify any of the ass kids. This is what's going on. So this happened about a year ago. Look how she does it. It looks like she's about to put a medal on her neck. See all the girls lined up. Let's look at this from the beginning. I gotta look at it. Got hers, adjusted her braids. She's putting her head down. The little black mamas, little chocolate mamas. Nope. Psych. Another one. Goes past her. Guys coming by to take photos. She's smiling for the photo. The guy's asking her something. She's still smiling, waiting for a medal, but now it's dawned on her like, yo, where's my medal? Now she's counting. She just took a deep breath. Her homegirl's looking, trying to give her something. And she's still waiting down the line like, where's my shit? This is the first time I'm really, really getting a look at this video. Look at that. So she didn't get a medal. And so this happened in 2022. And we're now just getting around to this. And this is a lot of things that happen because the video is so fast that it slows itself down. But we're just getting this right now. So about 18 months ago, this happened in Ireland. And let me break the story down for you. One moment. I just dropped a bottle of pickle vodka. Shout out to Wayne. All right. All right. So this is what we got. First of all, let's just appreciate my thumbnails here, guys. Guys, I do thumbnails. If you got a show and you're watching my show, you know what I mean, to get like, I don't know, some type of ideas from it, because I get it. I get it. I listen to some of the big guys out there, and I know your people. I know you're peeping me. I love it. Keep watching. Click like, share, subscribe if you will. But let's just pay homage to my thumbnails. Look at the text. Look, I gotta ain't this some BS? That's a bull. That's the B. That's the S there. And there's the little girls. You see, I show you the videos and I put little hearts on her face because we don't want to really identify kids. And then the little black girl has a broken heart on her face because she was brokenhearted. Because she was supposed to get a medal and she didn't get her medal. She didn't get it. She did not. But let me show you. All right, so we're watching this again. This lady looks like a jerk, bro. There is a special place in the devil's playground for that beach. Girl next to her looking at her like, yo, that's jacked up. Little mamas with the double braids next to the sister is looking nervous for her. I think they're going to give us more medals. I think they're waiting for your medal. She's trying to explain with her, and she's looking. Now she's standing up. She's anxious. She's anticipating. Not only that, you know that you're standing out there. You know that your family and friends are looking on. Other people are looking at you. That has to be extremely embarrassing for people, these girls to be seemingly receiving participation medals, and she doesn't get a participation medal. Let me tell you something else. All right. So it's all right. I don't want to do that, man. Listen, it's Ireland's Gymnastics Federation, and they issued an apology after this footage emerged. This footage just emerged. And obviously it's footage of a young black gymnast being passed over for a medal at a presentation ceremony. The viral video, which has reemerged on social media, I'm thinking it's just finally emerging, depicts an official awarding medals to a lineup of eager young gymnasts. That's what we saw. And on a podium, that's where they were at a gymnastic events. That's where they were in Dublin in March of 2022, right? So the official is captured handing out these medals to all the competitors while appearing to snub the only black gymnast in the lineup. Yeah. The administrator! You know? So, The official was captured handing out the medals to all the competitors while appearing to snub the only black gymnast in the lineup before concluding the presentation, remaining medal in her possession. She walked off with the last remaining medal in her possession. So, on the behalf of the board and staff of Gymnastics Ireland, they wanted to unreservedly apologize to the gymnast and her family for the upset that has been caused by the incident. Gymnastics Ireland, the sports governing body, said in a statement that what happened on that day should not have happened, and for that, we are deeply sorry. Now, this is what it appears to happen, and I'm going to give you the best case scenario. When you see her walk back past her with one remaining medal, it seems to me that the lady said the medal was twisted up. All right, so I get that. I really do, and things happen. This is my question, though. Let's go back here. 1, 2. Oh, this girl, it's a black girl's turn, and she's passed. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 6 girls that we can see remaining. Now, if she had 6 medals left and the last medal was jacked up, or holding a medal that was jacked up and that it had to be unjacked, it's twisted up and had to be untwisted, then that's cool. You know who suffers? Let me show you who suffers. Look at my cursor. You guys see my cursor? This girl here should suffer. Going from left to right, this is the lady who was working her way from left to fucking right. This girl right here should have came up shy of the medal, or she should have got the twisty medal or whatever, because she's right here at the end. That way, it's not because we're not going to say, hey, this is a black girl here. You know, that way it just looks like, hey, I got to the end and I ran out of medals. Hold on, my love. I'll get you another one, or we'll figure this out for you. But when she looked like she was going to preparing to give her a medal, and then boom. Now, another thing is that I could see here, and this is in defense of the lady. As I'm speaking, I'm working this out in my head because it's something that I've perused over and I've looked at. Now, the only other case that it would be acceptable to skip her is if each and every one of these medals had like an individual engraving of the gymnast's name in it. This is not anything that I heard was going on. They all look like one size fits all type of medals, participation joints. Usually doesn't have your name on it. And unless that was the case where it had names, it's like, hey, your medal's here, it's kind of twisted. Let me work that out for you. That way she'll be looking, or here, let me put this on here. We'll take pictures and then we'll fix it for you and take more pictures. Something like that. It's a little girl. They're little girls. They're supposed to be catered to. They're kids, not little girls. They're kids. They're supposed to be catered to. They're kids competing, participating, earning their medals. And like, I think that something vicious went on. Something that this little black girl is going to feel and not be able to pinpoint until she matures in age, and probably until she has kids of her own, so she can pinpoint that feeling, because I can't pinpoint it right now for her. And I'm looking at it because nothing like this has ever happened to me, where I've just been passed up, just been the only one kind of the group, and just passed over. So it does look like it was purposely done. What are we doing? Kato says on purpose. Right? So yeah, like I'm thinking, yeah, it looked like it was purpose. It looked like the girl pumped, like the lady handing out the medals. It looked like she pump faked her, like, up, hold on, let me give it up. Never mind, I'm gonna skip you over. So they apologized, right? The government body said in a statement that what happened on that day should not have happened, and for that they were deeply sorry. Now, they also said that we identified the official concerned and informed the individual in question of the complaint. The official in question accepted fully that what had happened had not been acceptable, but stressed that it had not been intentional. We are committed to ensuring nothing like this will happen ever again, the statement continued. The video, which has been viewed over 19 million times, probably as we're watching right now, 20, 30 million times, has drawn widespread indignation. So Olympic medalist Simone Biles, writing on X, which we used to know as Twitter, said, I'll actually show you the tweet. But I'll show you the Twitter tweet, and this is basically what let me not get it twisted. This girl got a specialized video message from Simone Biles, who is the most decorated gymnast of all time, male or female. Highest, most awarded. Okay. And this is how she went down. She said, when this video was circulating, her parents reached out. It broke my heart to see, so I sent her a little video. There's no room for racism in any sport or at all.
This isn't okay, man. This is not okay. This has to be racist.
Seriously.
If you're not Caucasian, then leave.
That's basically what they told that girl. So now the viral incident occurred at the Gymnastics Ireland Gym Start event in March of 2022. Now, Gym Start is described as it's designed to allow any gymnast, right, regardless of age or ability or sex, to take part and enjoy gymnastics. Now, in a statement sent to ABC News, Ireland Sports Ministry says the young girl was badly let down. I agree with that. Minister Catherine Martin and Minister of State Thomas Byrne have written to Gymnastics Ireland expressing their disappointment that an apology from Gymnastics Ireland was not immediately forthcoming, and that the incident occurred, and that they have asked that the sporting body confirm that measures are in place to avoid any such incidents occurring in the future, and to ensure that people from ethnic minority backgrounds feel included in gymnastics, especially Irish gymnastics. So Ireland Sports Ministry said, speaking anonymously to the Irish Independent, the mother of the young gymnast says that the incident was pretty damn upsetting to the family. She said that we are often, and I quote, "we are often the only Black family at gymnastic events. And this has been very hurtful," she said. Not that they're the only family at gymnastic events. Hurtful to see that their daughter was basically singled out and disrespected. So now that at the time, she said 8 million people had seen the video from Pakistan to Ethiopia, they can see this was wrong. Listen, I try to advocate all the time for Quincy Ocha. And I tried to advocate, and on the second look through this video, it just looked even worse than the first time I viewed it. So the gymnast's mother also expressed disappointment in Gymnastics Ireland's apology, telling the Irish Independent that they received a one-line written apology from the official who addressed it. Guess how they addressed the apology letter? I'll give you a button first. They addressed the one-line written apology to whom it may concern. To whom it may concern. To whom it may concern. Like, they didn't know that little girl's name. You know, it would be dope how this story could end. I don't know. She looks like she's around 8 or 9 years old. That in, I would say, the next Olympics, which is the next one, might be a little young. 9, she'll be 12. So the next Olympics following, be like 16, 17. I hope she's on a team. I hope she's flipping her little ass off like Dominique Dawes. I hope she surpasses Simone Biles and all. And I hope every time she's interviewed, she references that video. Seriously, I would hope this. Crazy insane. Alas, my loss. Let me tell you something. The Eagles beat that Buccaneers on Monday Night Football 25-11. Y'all watch that? The Jalen Hurts side-eye. He's always doing this. He's always looking like this. Guys, I am not totally, you guys know I'm not totally sold on Jalen Hurts. But he obviously got over 250 yards passing, which is beautiful for me. I need him to be more like a 300. I need him to get rid of those interceptions. He had 1 touchdown pass, 2 interceptions. And DeAndre Swift, though, 16 carries, 130 yards. A.J. Brown, 9 receptions for 131 yards. Jake Elliott was kicking him out the frame. Olamide Zaccheaus, 34-yard pass from Jalen. The nice little bomb from Jalen. They was rocking. E-A-G-L-E-S-E-O! I'm only leaving that way because I got to leave you on something positive. We can't be just talking about little black girls not getting their medals while surrounded by a sea of beige, pink, and alabaster faces. We can't do that.
Hated it. People know them as the jump out boys in their city.
First of all and foremost, jump out guys. I appreciate y'all. Y'all kept me going this evening with all of these. Like every other show, we get like a technical difficulty or whatever, but we powered through it. That is the part. We're still here. We're still going. This is ours. And I appreciate you guys for hanging out and watching once again. Yo, let's recap this real quick, though. All right, it was our show. We started at 7:30. You know the call-in line. You know the links and everything. We talked about Simone Biles sending a nice little video message to this girl who had been discriminated against. We also talked about the looting in Philadelphia, and we talked about the court decision that freed Mark Dow from the killing of Eddie Irizarry. We also talked about the Colorado Massacre of 2023 with Coach Prime better having to get those boys together with USC coming to Boulder next week. And hats off to Coach Dan Lanning for that impressive display of coaching skills last Saturday. Yeah. But this is how I gotta end it. I am Mo 3 times. This is talking shit, getting clicks, the me. We episodes. Can't have this without you. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on Sunday. Definitely Sunday. For the Birds. We're going to be talking Eagles football, NFL football, fantasy football. We'll have the call-in lines open, 313-825-5557. Other than that, I'm back at this thing next week, same time, same channel. Thank you guys for coming out.